We're going to take a look at how to use the Desmos graphing calculator online. It's going to be the very same calculator you use on the end of course exam, and it's probably darn similar to the calculator you see on Alex. So the first thing is, how are you going to get to this link? I'm going to X this out. The way you get to this is you go to the Google Classroom, and under Classwork, Important Links, Ohio Desmos Graphing Calculator. Click on that. Boom, it opens it up. You could bookmark this page if you want, or you could always go through Google Classroom. So what we have over here is a coordinate grid, and what we have on the left is where we can input the equations that we want to show up on the coordinate grid. So you can enter in a very basic equation like y equals 2x minus 6, and there's your equation. It even shows you your x-intercept, shows you your y-intercept. If you want to, you can click and hold and move around this coordinate grid. Or if you want to, you can go over here to the upper right-hand corner and you can do some zooming out. You can do some zooming in, or you can go to the wrench and you can make your own x-axis and y-axis. Maybe I want the x-axis to go from -2 to 8, and I want the y-axis to go from, let's say, -4 to 7. Okay, so I'll hit the wrench and make that disappear. And so now I've just set up the axis for what I wanted. But remember, you can always do this zoom in and zoom out thing. And there's other things that you can find over here, like you could get rid of those minor grid lines. You could get rid of those axis numbers, things like that. So that wrench is there to help fine-tune if you want it. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to enter another equation. Now I'm going to use function notation. F of x equals, now I'm going to put in an x squared. There's more than one way to do this, but I'm going to do x, and then I'm going to use the number 6. Above the number 6 on your keyboard is the little caret, so I do shift 6. That caret gives you the exponent, x squared minus 4, and now I have the parabola. I can, if I wanted to, disable this red line by going over there and clicking on the red little squiggle. Now I re-enabled it. If I wanted to totally get rid of it, I could X it out, and now that's going to take it totally out of the picture. So now I need to re-enter if I wanted to. Now you can also add other functions with other variables. So for example, let's say I wanted to do function g of m. And then I could say equals. Now I might be stuck if I want to do something fancy like a square root. So over here in the bottom left is a keyboard, and this keyboard lets you do a lot of different things. Like if I clicked on functions, there'd be some stuff that we don't care about yet, but we will later in the year. Here's a calculator that you can use, but over here I'm going to use the square root function, and I'm going to just say m minus 6. Okay, and now if I wanted to, I could click off of this, and now I have a second function. So if I felt like disabling the first one, I could disable it, and I could zoom over and see what this one is. And by the way, if I click and hold and I move down along this function, I'm holding my click and I'm just sliding the cursor along, you can see an ordered pair, an X input and a Y output for any spot along the way. So at that location, my X input is 11.32, my Y output is 2.307. So you could use that information to go ahead and build a T-chart or a table for yourself. So we're going to learn other things on Desmos as we go through the year, but right now for what you're going to do today, you just need to make sure that you know how to graph.